And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the winners match of the StarCraft 2 circuit, the Brazilian circuit 2025. Again, we are here. We have returned with the group stage, with Group Stage 1, with Group C. And we're here to find out who will be the first player to make it through in first place out of Group C. So jumping into our TvP and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Neo Violet Square, we do have the Brazilian Terran player, the Red Terran. It is Elivolts. I was trying to line it up. I was trying. there we go. It is Elivolts. Rank number 10. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Brazilian Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Host Gaming. It is Victor. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is a Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck in the chat. As we get into this, I do want to say that these two are the highest rated players in this group. They are the highest rated. I'm looking forward to this. Coming into this, I do lean towards Victor. I mean, you can see here so far, Victor, he has 100% win rate against Elivolts. They only played in one series in the history of the Brazilian circuit so far, so there's not too much data to go off of, but currently 100% win rate, and we'll see if he can, or if that trend continues, or if Elivolts can fight back. Let's go. Let's go. For those that are curious, both these players are Masters. They're both Masters players in their own right. Their previous opponents were Diamond, so there was a bit of a skill gap or skill disparity between them. But now they're facing off, and we load into Neo Violet Square. We have our first map, we have our first setup here. Of course, this map is known for longer and later games. Because of that, we might actually see a Stargate opener out of Victor. The reason why I say Stargate, even though Twilight Council openers are very common and very standard in this matchup in PvT, there is no way to blink into the main. Specifically on Neo Violet Square, because of the ravine, because of the massive gap right outside and covering the main base, there's no way to actually blink into the main. Likewise, there's also a ramp coming into natural. You also have a pocket third base as well, so it's very difficult to be aggressive on this map. So I'm leaning towards Stargate, but never mind, it's going to be a Robo opener instead. Okay, Victor, show us what you got. So still not Twilight Council. Typically, traditionally, Robo openers are very safe. They're a very safe way to play this matchup. They give you access to early immortal production. So if you're being all in, you can make early immortals, early observers as well, to keep you safe, to give you vision, to give you scouting information, early war prism, to apply some pressure, or more importantly, into early Colossus. Early Robo means early Bay, means early Colossus production. If you want to be cheeky, there is a build where you can go for something like a Disruptor drop or a Colossus drop, but that is very out of meta. That's very old school and very risky. So I'm leaning more towards like Observer into Immortal into the mid game. Just a very safe way to play here for Victor. But we'll see if he goes for an early War Prism at any time. Oh, he's doing it. It's a bait. He's going for the Colossus drop. I'm assuming Colossus, technically this could be a Disruptor drop as well. So Robo into Bay. A good thing we brought it up. This is a very old school build. For those that are familiar with Nina, Nina used to do this very frequently. This is back in like 2020, like early like COVID era of StarCraft, like 2020, 2021. So it's been a couple of years since this has been more prevalent. A lot of the other NA Protosses, so I say Nina, I bring up Estrella as well. Estrella, he would often mix this in. But even then, this would be more of like a PvZ sort of build. It's risky in PvT. Meanwhile, Elivolts going for a 1-1-1. Interesting. 1-1-1 into Cloak Banshee. Adept does Red in the Shade. Adept does get into the main. Oh, going for some scouting. I may have just barely seen the research. It's hard to say. But may have got a glimpse of the cloak. Cyclone is revealed, and it is going to be not Colossus drop, Disruptor drop. Oh boy, okay. Now the Observer does confirm the Cloak Banshee, so Victor is at least aware of what's coming his way. Now remember, because it was not a Twilight Council opener or a Stargate opener, the anti-air is quite limited. So very limited anti-air for Victor. So these Banshees they can pull off. Speaking of, does get across the map. Already Probe's going to be going down, and there is no detection. The Observer's across the map, not at home. There's the recall of the Observer. Does get 1, 2, 3 probe kills. Banshee does get away. Rotating into the main, will also get scouting. So far good damage, but has to confirm what's going on. Does see the Robo, and does confirm the Bay researching. Now he knows. Now he sees he should be aware of either Prism speed or acceptable lance. Good damage, can he defend in time? Now unfortunately the way to shut this down would be Viking production, but right now there's a second Banshee on the way, so on the one hand that'll do amazing harassing across the map, but that also means that the Prism will survive. Now there is a Cyclone, true, so we could get a lock-on the War Prism. Prism goes in, never goes off, gets an SCV, nothing major. Elivolts does respond, does react with that Cyclone. Tank is in position as well. Banshees move out. And still no Viking. So Banshee goes back into the main, getting good damage. 2 Banshees, 8 one-shot probes. Getting 4 probe kills already. So far, this Disruptor drop has not been worth it. So far, only getting 1 SCV does delay one of the Raxes, and the Raxes have still not been rebuilt. But this is not good enough. Meanwhile, Viking is now halfway done. Never goes off. Gets one SCV. Just the one. Good reaction here from Elivolts. Good reaction. Banshees, they rotate. Behind this, Elivolts getting into bio, throwing down extra Raxes. And Victor, this was a cheeky build here from our Protoss wave, but it wasn't worth it. But here comes another drop. Another drop into the natural. There's not many SCVs, getting 2, 4 in total. Banshees get across the map, they don't get much done. Back at home, the Viking is out, but he needs to get the Viking on that Prism. Yo, we got Hyperfly Rotors. This is a bold upgrade. I would say that these Banshees have already gotten what we expect out of them. Investing into Hyperfly Rotors is bold. It's a bold move. To get the lock on. Prism taking a lot of hits. Where's the Viking, by the way? I know the Viking. Oh, the Viking is on patrol outside of the main. Okay. So the Viking is on patrol. We do have a 4th Banshee in production. This is, again, a little bit risky here. Like, considering the surprise factor of the Banshees has already come and gone, right? Like, we can already see that Victor, he's in position in the main, in the mineral lines. He's ready for the Banshees. Like, the likelihood of these Banshees getting damage done is far lower now. It's far lower. That's why I'm not too in love with the idea of going into Hyperfly Rotors. Meanwhile, Disruptor looking for more damage. Get the Viking. Go. Send it, Pappy. Send it. The lock on. Does get the lock on. Shaves off the shields. Okay, that Prism is so low. Send it, Pappy. Send it. Unfortunately, Elivolts, he's very adamant about keeping his Viking patrolling in the main, or patrolling outside of the main, instead of moving out. So the Prism will survive, will get out across the map. What I will say though is that overall, this Disruptor hasn't really gotten much damage done. So back at home, Elivolts, he's happily mining on 3 bases, he's taking up into Ghost production. Meanwhile, Victor taking into Storm, not Disruptor, sorry, not Colossus, interesting. So Disruptor Storm. Banshees, they dive into the main, they get 2 more probes, they do not get a Stalker. Now, something that these Banshees are achieving, which isn't really damage, but they are at least keeping the army contained, right? They're forcing Victor to be stuck at home, right? He's stuck, he's contained on 3 bases. As a result, we should be seeing Elivolts taking a faster 4th. Should be seeing a 4th CC on the horizon. And there it is, 4th CC is on the way. It's a bit of a messy 3-base setup when it comes to SimCity, but it's fine. When it comes to the main fight, these Banshees, they can be a hit squad to try to focus on the High Templar. True. These Banshees, they get 1 more probe. Victor, he moves out. And Elivolts, he does miss the move out. He doesn't see the army. He's on siege. Elivolts, he's on siege. He doesn't know what's coming his way. There we go. Does spot this. He knows. Does lose 1 Banshee in the process. He does siege. Does siege up. Army's moving in. Behind this, Victor, he does expand. Does get a 4th. Manages to go back into the main. And it does seem like Victor, he has no intention of actually pushing up this ramp. He's expanding. He's just expanding, getting a fourth base. He's just trying to contain, trying to keep tabs on the Terran. Bearing in mind, Victor, he still has those disruptors, so he can always, you know, try to get some free shots off. Nice catch here with the Banshees, getting a Stalker and a couple of transferring workers. Avoids the Archons. Blink is still not a factor. Oh, Elivolts getting a little bit ambitious. Ostim's in the Novas. Oh my god, brutal connection. Novas, they pop off. The splits are not there. Elivolts still has that army supply lead, but that much less this time. EMP does connect. No more storms. No more storms. Ideally, we want to be focusing on those disruptors. Never goes off. This time, better splits. Forcing a recoil. He gets one. He gets. Oh, can he get two? He can. Takes out both disruptors. Send it, Pappy. Keep going. Takes down both disruptors. Very nice catch there from Elivolts. He shuts down the army. He expands. His army is overstimmed though. Yeah, it is very overstimmed. So still building up. Meanwhile, Victor does successfully expand. So that was a better fight for Elivolts, and Elivolts does have a supply lead. That is true. But now just chilling back at home, still building up. Banshees, they move out once again. Now there is a chance here that Victor, he is no longer on hold position in the main. Yeah, no longer has those stalkers. His main army is at the fourth. But there are, never mind, there are cannons. There are cannons to defend. Never mind. Yo, have those Reapers been there since the start of the game? I didn't even notice. Wait, what? Yo, we got nukes. Nukes are on the way. Reapers, they do hit the mineral line. They get some damage, I suppose. Oh, Elivolts. The discipline. No F2. True. Meanwhile, we do see Victor, he's now getting into more secure splash damage, no longer relying on disruptors or storm. I mean, again, he no longer has any more disruptors. Now going to Colossus. This is where Vikings are going to be a must for Elivolts, and he does have a couple of Vikings, but the problem here is that Elivolts, he didn't scan, he is not aware of the Colossus switch. For all he knows, it could just be more disruptors on the way. So right now, there's no tell for the Terran to make Vikings. He scans the center, doesn't see anything yet. Elivolts, he is maxed out, and he needs to make use of this army. We have a fusion core on the way, 2 more starports. This should be for Liberator range, for Liberator production. So this is a good transition from Elivolts, but again, he does need to trade. Otherwise, Victor's just going to max out, and then he's going to have a death ball of an army, and then he can any move. Elivolts, he is being active, thankfully. He has to get eyes. There we go. He scans. He sees a main army. I'm not sure if he saw the initial Colossus. Going for a zoning nuke. Okay. A bold move. Does zone. I believe he has a second nuke. So Elivolts, he rotates. Victor out of position. And now going for a nuke here on top of the army. On top of the base. In between the bases. Charge off, they're coming from behind. They're getting shut down. Oh, the nuke! The nuke! Show us the nuke! Where do we connect? Oh my god. Does get a couple of workers. Does not connect with the army. It was so close. Colossus moving in. Into tank fire. Massive storms. Oh no! The storms! He stands in the storms. Clem, is that you? Clem, get out of here. Ay, ay, ay. Not like this. He takes all the storms to the face. He still will win the fight though. Takes down the Immortals. Boys, they evacuate. But 2 Colossus survived. And Elivolts, he has to retreat, he has to back off, he just doesn't have enough. He can't keep going. Now, I had assumed the Fusion Core was for Liberators. I stand by that. This is not for Liberators, this is for BCs. He's going into a BC. He's crazy. And he's still making Banshees. Fappy, the era of the Banshee has come and gone. Nukes here on the expansion. Oh, they're within vision of the cannon there. I guess an EMP off. But he's still making Banshees. At this point, like, again, they're not too useful anymore. We spoke about that earlier. But it is making 2 BCs at a time, going into Yamato. Right now, Victor, he doesn't really have the best anti-air army. Now, this is where Victor should be. I was going to say he should be getting ready for Skytels, but he doesn't really have much of an economy here. Victor, he only has 68 SCV, sorry, 68 probes. He's focused on his ground army instead. He has no blink. That's my big concern here, is again, the anti-air is very lacking for Victor. He's not ready for BCs. Elivolts also has really low SCV count, but he has the gold, right? The gold does make up for that. So that does allow him to get away with a lower worker count for the time being, as he's only stuck on 66 SCVs. Victor, he has eyes on the gold. Fans out his observers. I believe the Banshees are making their way towards the 4th base. Yo, do we have a bot in the chat? Are we banning Fractal Cactal? Get out of here. As so far BCs are building up. Building up back at home. Yo, we got more nukes on the way. Going for the gold. I believe there are cannons covering the gold base though. Oh, and yeah, they're not quite on the whole position. They're getting caught out. Ghost, get out of here. Does snipe the observer. Gets only one. There are so many observers out for Victor. But again, what's important here are the BCs. He's making 4 BCs at a time. Meanwhile, Victor is making immortals and charge lots. Nothing shoots up. He's got like 5 stalkers. Maybe 6. No. And here we go, he's moving in. Okay. He's got like 10. Like 10 villainous stalkers. He has some anti-air. Oof. Pushing into tank fire. Now BCs, they've yet to fully reveal themselves. Stalkers going down. Warping in 8 stalkers at a time. Battle cruisers, they're revealed. They're making their way across the map. I would have preferred the BCs with the main army, but I mean, regardless, they're going to be harassing. I believe they run into stalkers. They have forces teleport. Like, the BC's main strength is going to be as more of like a supportive unit, or I should say the backbone of the main army. He can win this fight head on. Elivolts, he's moving in. EMP goes up. There's still a storm. It is more massive storm. Oh my god, he stands in the storms once again. Get out of there. Jesus. Storms, they shut down the bio, but the BCs, they just dominate the air. Mass Yamato, more stalkers diving in, but the BCs, they will clean this up. 1 BC goes down, 2nd BC falls. But last we have more Yamatos. And the BCs, they will clean this up. They will shut down everything on the ground. The Immortals, the Stalkers. There's 3 BCs left. The Immortals, they do take down the Planetary at least. But Victor, he has a bank. He has a bank. He can keep warping in more Stalkers. Victor, he teleports across the map, but there are still Stalkers in position. The BCs on their own, they can't really do too much. You have a Stargate on the way. And at this point, this is where Elivolts' lack of SCVs is killing him. Elivolts, he never made more than 66, and he has not made any SCVs in quite some time. We're 20 minutes in, he lost the gold base, and now I said earlier, like, oh, his low SCV count was okay, upon losing the gold, now it isn't. And Elivolts, he cannot afford anything else. So, again, his lack of workers, his lack of economy is hurting him. These VCs have a lot of work to do, and likewise, it's still in a very low worker count. As I do believe he can actually kill those 3 stalkers. He can kill him. Dad. He's playing so scared. Have more confidence with your BCs, man. So from here, Elivolts attempting to re-expand. Oof. Yeah, he needs to get the hell out of here. He cannot take the stalkers on the right, and does teleport back home. As both players are remaxing. I do think I favor Elivolts' army composition, but the problem here, I mean, first things first, he's been taking every storm to the face. So that's my biggest concern when it comes to his bio composition. He's just taking every single storm to the face. Some TTs, they get ready for their own counterattack. Victory is moving in with mainly a gateway composition. How many High Templar do we have? It's almost Mass Marauder. Yeah, storms are coming in. Jeez, that's what? 6 High Templar? Six High Templar here for Victor. EMP, nice connection. Takes down 4. There's 2 High Templar left. 2 storms. And 2 storms remaining. Ooh, he blinks on into the Marauders. There's a first storm. There's 1 more left. There's still 1 more storm. Oh, and then we'll connect. He stands in it. No! The most valuable storm. Despite that, he just tanks it. He tanks the storm. He breaks through. Elivolts, he will still take the fight. Not the cleanest engagement, but he takes it regardless. And now it's time to counterattack. Send it with the ground army as well. Keep going. Not just with the BCs. You can do it. He's staying at home. So Elivolts, he has a massive supply lead, but right now he's just staying at home, waiting for reinforcements. Now is the time to counterattack and to break these fringe bases. But it looks like he's waiting for his medevacs, which is understandable. Like, his army is overstimmed, so he's waiting for his medevacs. BCs, they do hit the gold. Stalkers are keeping up. Elivolts, have some confidence. Send it. You can do it. You can do it. As Elivolts, he's going to be the first to remax. We'll lose 1 BC. But Elivolts, he's about to max out. He doesn't know just how much of a supply lead he has over his opponent, of course. But if he's passive like this, he will allow Victor to get away with these expansions. Like, Victor, he's double expanding. He's switching into Sky Toss. Here we go. Army's pushing. Now the question becomes, how many High Templar are available? How many High Templar? How many storms? I mean, all he needs is 1, to be honest. We know that even if it's 1 storm, we know it's going to connect. Now, speaking of, the army does pull back. Another storm can out. Oh god, oh god. He stands in the storms. It's fine. It's totally fine. Copian does take down one of the expansions. He's going back into BC production, which I appreciate. Elivolts, he does take down the Fringe expansion, but he has to keep going. This is good, but we gotta keep sending it. Keep going. Scans at a time. There's what, 2 Templar. No NG overcharge. No Storm. EMP pops off. Very nice EMP. The Colossus could be a threat, but look at how many Marauders we have. Like, these Marauders, they're built to tank these Colossus shots. Yeah, they stim in, mass EMP on the Immortals. Marauders forcing their way forward, tanks do siege. And Elivolts, he's done it. At this point, God, it does take a storm to the face. Nuke on the low ground, another storm. Oh God, he keeps standing in the storms. Not like this. The Colossus, they break through, but here comes the nuke. The nuke. Oh my God, massive connection. Takes out the mineral line. BCs, they teleport in. Where's the anti-air? There's 6 Stalkers on the way. There's 6 Stalkers. Only 2 BCs. Stalkers, they could try to get the 1 battle cruiser, but alas, they won't be able to. The BCs, they barely maintain themselves. And Victor, he holds. He survives. Victor, he does survive. BC needs a speed upgrade? Yeah, it's called teleport. What are you talking about? That's called tactical jump. As Elivolts does get across the map. Tonight's mining here at the Fresh Mining base. Building up his army. I don't know what MMR this is. This is around 4.8, 4.9, from my understanding. So this is like low GM or high Masters 1. Guessing, oh, you're guessing wrong. It's like, yeah, high Masters 1, low GM. Is around like 4.8, 4.9. Just to reiterate, this is group stage 1, so this is the early rounds of the tournament. The GMs are in the later rounds. The GMs and the pro players, they're all in the later rounds. This is still the initial group stage where we have Masters and Diamond players as well. There are some Diamond players also in this group, but this is the winners match. This is where right now the Masters are facing off. There are still some other Diamonds in the elimination match. The elimination match. Elivolts moving in. Elivolts staying on 51 SCVs the whole game, it looks like. I mean, he did go up to 66 at one point, but yes. I mean, mate, he has mules, to be fair. He does have mules. Elivolts, he's remaxed. Now moving in. Back in my day, 4.8 was low Masters. Well, that is not the case here. Not anymore. Low Masters is like 4.2, 4.3. And GM is like low GM is like 4.95K. Yeah, slow because they try to engage, they're gonna get shut down. And GG. No GT, no GG. Elivolts, he does overwhelm. He will surpass and he will take game number 1. Whew, GG. Again, a bit of an upset here. Victor, he is favored in this series. He's favored in this group. He does have a 100% win rate against Elivolts, but our players that have been practicing, that have been preparing here for this major event in Brazil, and Elivolts, he pops off. He does pop off. Now, a lot of it did come down to alongside it the build of Victor. As a reminder, Victor, he opened up a Disruptor Drop. He went for a Disruptor Drop opener and he did not get any damage with it. He got a couple of SCVs, but it wasn't quite worth it. So it was a cheeky opener out of Victor. In the end, didn't quite get the damage he was hoping for. Likewise, shout out to the Banshees, if you recall. Like the Banshees, they did persist over time, getting like a couple probes here and there. over the course of the game, did of course pay for themselves, did gain value, and I mean, there's just so much that did occur in that game when it comes to the BC transition, when it comes to the nukes popping off as well, when it comes to the initial storms. The storms were brutal. They were something that Elivolts did have a much harder time dealing with, but with that GG, well played. We do see Elivolts still take lead in the series. Now we're getting to game number 2. Back in my day, we'd only have, what was it, 12 units in a control group? We could... Back in my day, we carried our PCs to our friends' houses for LAN parties. True. Welcome to the modern age, old man. It's all online, and LAN doesn't exist anymore. Smooch. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Whistles of Gold, we have our Brazilian Terran player, the Red Terran, representing clan PWT, leading the series 1-0. The underdog, I would say it is Elivolts. Let's go. We're waiting for his stats. Waiting for it. We go. Oh, there it is. There it is. Rank number 10. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Brazilian Protoss player, the blue Protoss. It is Victor for Team Host Gaming. Here we go. Again, Victor, he does technically have a higher MMR than Elivolts. He is higher ranked, but Elivolts has been a more active player in the tournament scene. As you can see here, Victor, he has a 100% win rate against Elivolts in tournaments. In tournament play. But Elivolts, he fights back. Let's go. As we load into the smallest map in the tournament map pool. So we go from two extremes. We go from the largest map in game 1 to the smallest map here in game 2. As a result, aggression is favored on this map. Whether it's all-ins, whether it's certain timing attacks as well, it is much more difficult to defend on Whispers of Gold, more so than on these larger maps. So this can get a little bit more intense. It does mean that if Victor, if he's frustrated, if he wants to fight back, if he wants to clap back even, this is the map to do it on. Let's go. For now, standard openers. For now, nothing crazy. Do have our Rax into factory from Elivolts. Meanwhile, gate expand from Victor. Victor, he does open up Zealot first. Interesting. With this, he can rally his first Zealot across the map to try and delay the CC. So a cheeky move here by Victor. Remember, Russia's and Spy Ground is very short on this map. And yeah, the Zealot moves out. Is spotted by the SCV. So at least Victor is aware, so he can keep his Reaper at home to focus on the Zealot. Bunker is on the way. Elivolts overreacting. I believe the bunker is being thrown down at the ramp, so this is a bit of a misread here from Elivolts. Again, the purpose of that Zealot is to delay the command center. Not really to do much more. So Elivolts is overreacting. Likewise, SCV's got into the main base, and he does confirm the Stargate. Oh, never mind. Cancels the Stargate, goes to the Twilight. Victor, calm down. Does cancel, going for the Twilight Council instead, going to Blink Stalkers. Now, the goal and the hope here for Victor is to force his opponent to overreact and make a Cyclone, make a Viking as well. Reaper dips in. Now we're hoping that the Reaper does go back into the main to get a rescout, but it's going to be zoned away. The Reaper is zoned back. Meanwhile, Elivolts is going for a 1-1-1. Very late command center for the Terran. Yeah, very late. Opening up Widowmine. Is he opening up Banshee again? He is. So he's opening up Cloak Banshee. Fun fact, this kind of setup here would actually be awful against Phoenix-based openers. Phoenixes, they would just shut this down completely. But thankfully for Victor, there are no Phoenixes. But Blink Stalkers will also do quite well defensively. They can also do well for themselves. So this should be a cleaner defense out of Victor compared to game 1, where he opened up Robo. Reaper dives into the main, confirms Blink. Does confirm the tech of choice. Does confirm. As the Banshee gets caught, Cloak is not done. And Elivolts is in trouble here. Again, because Elivolts delayed his CC for so long, now he's in a weird position where he's now stuck on one base. He's stuck on one base, he's contained, whereas otherwise he should be mining freely from his natural. He's falling behind. And this all just is a cascading effect here from the opener. You delay your natural too long, then suddenly your opponent gains map control, and suddenly you just can't expand. So it just snowballs out of control. The Banshee does get across the map. Can threaten the mineral line, observers on the way. And doesn't get much done. There's a shield battery. Yeah, shield batteries in both bases. This time, I mean, you can see here the evolution of the series. Game 1, we saw that Victor, he was caught with his pants down when it came to Banshee play. Here in Game 2, now he's blindly prepared. I say blindly, he did see the Banshee in the center of the map. But now he has shield batteries, he has blink stalkers. He has a much stronger setup against this. Anyway, Elivolts, he attempts to expand. He should be able to. He breaks out. But again, this is a very late expansion for Elivolts. Likewise has to pull the boys. Third CC is on the way, so this is a much faster third base from Elivolts. This is a way to recover and to bounce back. Rushing into a faster third. And so far, Victor, he does have a much stronger stance this time. I'd say he's in a much stronger position compared to a Neon. A lot of it because of the openers. +1 on the way. These Banshees have been more lackluster, but once again, Elivolts, he is committing to more Banshees. Now, to me, this is a bit of a concern. This tells me, at least, that potentially Elivolts only has one style currently here in PvT. This is very similar to how he was playing last game, which was successful, don't get me wrong, but again, like, as the series progresses, your opponent gets more used to you. We have Hyperflight Rotors on the way, yep, just like last game. This time the Banshees have not gotten anywhere near as much damage. Banshees are moving in. Towards the main, towards the natural, I should say. But there's a cannon. Likewise, stalkers that get behind the mineral line. Going for the Gas Geyser. Prisoner into the main. Up does barely unload in time. Barely made it past the turrets. Picking off a couple of SCVs, the prison does escape. Does get away. It does get away. And these Banshees, they still have potential at least, but now there's also a cannon in the main base. The Banshees, they find 0 damage. They're getting caught out. Oh no! Yeah, and there's no cloak. There's no cloak left. Gets one of the Banshees, the other barely survives. Meanwhile, Elivolts, he's making more Banshees behind this. Now, Victor, it looks like he has been missing probe cycles, so even though Victor, he has map control, and even though he's on 3 bases and now getting a 4th, his probe count is still relatively low. So he has been missing macro cycles even here, and no probes in production. So Victor, he doesn't have the lead that he otherwise should have. Elivolts, he's still in this. Another thing to bear in mind is that currently there's no splash damage, right? There's no Colossus, Disruptors, or Storm. I say that Templar Archives is on the way. That should be for Storm initially. We saw how successful Storm was for Victor in Game 1. So I'm very concerned for Elivolts coming into Game 2. Does respond. See Elivolts attempting to wall up. He's walling up. Brings him into the natural. Going for the warp in. Elivolts late reaction, late response. SCV's going to be going down. Trying to set up. Again, Storm is on the way. Why not Elivolts? He's just being pinned back. He just hasn't been able to be active on the map. The Banshees, where they were unsuccessful. And Victory is getting comfortable. He's getting comfortable building up more Immortals. Warping in High Templar. Storm is on the horizon. Unfortunately, Elivolts, he's just stuck trying to turtle. And there's no pressure on Victor. I mean, that's the other big thing here. There's just literally no pressure on him. He's just freely making more workers, taking more bases. Warping into High Templar. Elivolts trying to be active with those Banshees, but again, like, there are cannons back at home. The Banshees, they shouldn't get much done. Elivolts not getting into his own Ghost production. Across the map, it's going to be 5 probe kills. Not bad. How did I say 5? The probes, they don't actually rally out. Get out of range of the cannon. Storm's coming in. Boys are being pulled. High Templar, they're going to get targeted down. Oh, there's a storm, but no! He stands in the storm every time. Don't like this. And even though Victor, he's hitting the middle line across the map, it may not matter. It doesn't matter here. Stalkers, they dive in, they focus on the tank. Banshees, they may get the base, but Victor, he's going for the kill. He's going for the throats. Going straight towards the main. And Elivolts, he has been broken. There's just nothing here. There's nothing left. Elivolts, he's trying to make a stand here at least his natural. He has some reinforcements, but bases are falling left and right. SCVs are going down, and this is the final army here. He's got, what, 5 Marauders, 4 Marines. A Victor, he actually does recall back home. A bit of an overreaction to the Banshees. Does overreact. So Elivolts, he will survive. Actually, with half the army, I think Victor can still pull this off. he can still do this. Yeah, he gets some of the Marauders. Reinforcements, they are trickling in. Banshees are revealed. Victory should feel confident rallying everything across the map at this point. Should feel confident. There we go. Gets a Banshee. And Elivolts, alas, now he's on his last legs. He's down to 22 SCVs. That's 1 base economy. Again, he was just never able to push and never able to be active on the map here outside of the Banshees. And then, hey, towards the end, they got some damage. True. They got 14 probes. But Victor, he was just so much more comfortable here, opening up Blink, gaining map control early on, containing Elivolts. Elivolts, he also just unfortunately had just a really rough start as well. Just really safe play, delayed his natural, delayed his third base. He fell behind early on as a result. Now Victory's going for the kill. Going for the kill, going for the throat. Storm on the fire. Once again, the storms, they shut everything down. Not again, Pappy, not again. Now he bleeds into the main, just going for the kill. Came the production. GG gets called, and victory ties up the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. We're going all the way to game 3. And I'm most curious by what the third map is going to be. Winding it back when talking about the map itself though, talking about the game itself, again, we saw more of the same from Elivolts. He did once again commit and open up at Banshee. This time, much less successful. This time he wasn't getting as much damage done. Unfortunately, he just wasn't as... I mean, we saw that Victor he was a lot more prepared, more willing to open up with safety shield batteries, safety cannons. The blink-based opener was a lot more successful as well. Just a much safer way to play against something like Banshees. And likewise, once he gained map control, we saw that the Terran player just had a much harder time taking his own natural and his third base as well. So he was just slowed down early on. GG. GG, well played. We'll see how Elivolts adjusts. I'm hoping he doesn't go for the same style. I'm hoping he doesn't go for the same kind of approach. Do hope that's the case. As game 3 is going to be on ley lines. So we go from the two extremes, Neon Violet Square, into Whispers of Gold, into ley lines. Ley lines is, of course, I would say the most standard map. The most standard map in the map pool. Not one of the extremes like Neon Violet Square or Whispers of Gold. It's right down the middle. It is somewhat open. It is relatively defendable on 3 bases. It's a little bit more, there are more attack paths. Not as large as Neon Violet Square, not as small as Whispers of Gold. Right down the middle. Let's go. As we're letting it. Here we go. Your grapes are on. They are on the line, but they are on the line. Here we go. As spawning in the bottom left hand corner of ley lines, we have top right hand corner. We have our Brazilian Terran player, the red Terran for Team PWT. It is Elivolts. I'm trying to line it up. It's not working. There we go. It's Elivolts, and in the bottom left-hand corner we have the Brazilian Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing his team, Host Gaming. It is VicBansemer. Let's go. Again, historically, Victor he has had 100% win rate against his opponents, but already Elivolts has gotten his first win in a competitive tournament against Victor. At least his first map win. Can he fight back? Can he take the series? Coming into this Victor, he's favored, but we'll see how Elivolts does adjust. Again, I'm hoping we don't see the same Banshee-based play. And it's one of those things where it can work quite well on the ladder, it can work quite well in game 1, but clearly Victor is getting accustomed to that over the course of the series. He's getting used to it. Going for the gas. Going for the gas deal, being very cheeky. Do you see Elivolts once again going racks into factory? So unfortunately going for a bit of an inefficient opener here off of the single gas. He can't afford to go for a faster command center, but is going to be delaying his CC. Victor going gates, Cybercore into Nexus. So standard opener out of Victor, I would say a bit of a safer opener out of Elivolts. So let's go for a safer start. There we go, command centers on the way, in the main. This gas guy is just doing quite a bit of damage already here, just because there are workers that are not mining. So boys are pulled off the mineral line. So this is going to be brutal damage. From here, going to his 1-1-1. And Victor once again does open Twilight Council. Twilight Council into Blink Stalkers. I mean, there's a reason why this is the more standard way to open up and to play in PvT. Blink is just very versatile, can be very defensive, can be very aggressive. We'll see how many gateways he throws down. Victor even setting up a proxy here at the natural of Elivolts. Ay, ay, ay. Going for the proxy pylon. Elivolts picks in. Gets a probe. Does get a probe. Diving into the mineral line. Oh no! Gets surrounded. Nice clean up there by Victor. Does shut him down. And once again, Banshee play. Once again, opening up Cloak Banshee. Going for the same opener. I'm concerned. Meanwhile, Victor, he does open up with an earlier Robo. That should be for observers, for detection. Oh, that I was not expecting. Going for a Dark Shrine. Okay. I see you. Now, Raven openers are not uncommon in standard PvT, but with how Elivolts has been playing, he's not been opening up Raven. Like, there's been no Raven production, there's been no Raven support, even in Game 1. So he has to rely on his scans. Meanwhile, Stalkers, they poke in. Again, factory production was delayed because of the starport into Banshee. That's another downside of opening up Banshee, is it delays your initial Cyclone or initial tank. So it goes down. And remember, Victor, he's warping in on the front lines. Just being hyper aggressive with this. Third TC is on the way. Elivolts going to double expand. Banshee does get across the map. And do we have any defensive warp ins? Shield, but I will buy some time. Where's that warp in? Victor, he commits across the map instead. Oh, going for the Cyclone. Oh, he gets it. Cyclone goes down. Brutal pickoff. And once again, he breaks down the front door. Warping in Dark Templar. He doesn't warp in. Oh, okay, he has one Stalker. One Stalker back at him to defend. Meanwhile, DT wanders in. There is nothing for a scan. But so many SVs going to be going down. This is just brutal damage. Getting 11, 12, 14. 14 SCVs. The DT will survive. Oh, gets out. No, gets out of the scan range. Does finally go down, but this is still worth it here for Victor. Gets 15 SCVs. Ay, ay, ay. Takes out the second Cyclone. And this is game-winning damage. Elivolts, he's down to 11 SCVs. And yes, true, he does have triple CCs. He has triple CCs. He has triple SCV production. He has triple mules. Mules are good. They're not that good. They're good, but ay, ay, ay. Heavily behind here in the economy. Banshee across the map didn't get much done either. We have another DT waddling in. Right now, Elivolts, he wants the mule. He doesn't want to scan. Speaking of, there's a scan. DT gets out of range. Now getting up to 2 Banshees on the Cyclone. And Victor, there's nothing forcing him to push in. At this point, he has done critical damage. All he needs to do here is expand. Just take a third base, saturate his natural, tech up, secure himself. Doesn't have to break through. But last still just getting damage. Gets a Marine, gets an SCV. Going for the Cyclone. Bunker is done. Elivolts will hold here on 1 base. But again, Victor, he doesn't have to break the main. As he's just containing. Likewise, he blinks in. I mean, there's a Raven, so yeah, the DT's not going to get much done. Turret's on the way. A little bit wasteful here. I mean, he already has the Raven for detection. Just being more secure with the turret. Yo, let's go. We have more Banshees on the way. Let's go. Still making more Banshees. Now getting into Hyperfly Rotors. Ay, ay, ay. Not like this. Not like this. I mean, the Banshees, they did force a cancel, true. I mean, they are technically keeping Elivolts in this game. Did cancel the third base, gets a probe. There is always potential, I suppose, with said Banshees. Now, something that I should mention is that Victor, he has been missing macro cycles. What I mean by that, as he's going to be bleeding out all these Stalkers, is that Victor, he has been skipping probe cycles specifically. So if you look at the worker counts, Victor, he should be up to, I would say, like 50 probes by now. He should be up to like full 2.5 base saturation even. But Victor, he has been skipping probe cycles. He has been missing chrono boosts. Because of that, his economy isn't as big as it otherwise should be. He's still ahead, don't get me wrong. He's still ahead, still has a lead, but Elivolts with triple CC production, he can recover, unironically. Like, he's down 10 workers, but he has triple mules. He can make 3 SCVs at a time. He can now break out and land his own third even. Okay. We have a game. We're getting into this. Don't get me wrong, Victor, he still has a lead. Still in a better position. Temple Archives on the way, working towards Storm. Victor pushing forward. Oh. There are no tanks, so he's going for the Raven. Oh my god. Victor does get away. We built up to 4 Banshees. And I'm hoping there are cannons ready at the third. If there are no cannons, these Banshees, they can pop off. Can pop off. Raven's being repaired. Banshees, they're making their way in. There's a cloak. Cannon only covers half the mineral line. And probes are going to be going down. Going for the Stalkers as well. Gets 4 probe kills. Let's say 4, getting up to 5, getting up to 6. Oh, barely not. There we go, gets 6, does rush past. Oh, does run past the Stalkers. But does get away. Does get away again. Victor, his worker count, he's only up by 6 workers now. Again, its economy is lackluster. It should be greater than this. Elivolts taking into Ghost, Stim, +1. Building up more Maxes. As long as the tanks are in position, Elivolts, he can hold this. He can defend. Catches the Observer. So he gets caught. Now, Elivolts, he's hoping, and this shouldn't happen, but he's hoping that Victor just overcommits and blinks into the natural, just pushes in. Right now, there's nothing pressuring Victor. We said this before, but Victor, all he has to do is just calm down, make probes, get a 4th base, throw down more tech, a Robo, a Bay, Colossus production. Right now, the goal here for Victor should just be contain. Just contain the Terran. You can see he's leapfrogging forward with those turrets. That's it. Nice tank volley on the Stalkers. Storm is done. High Templar morphing in. Oh no, not again. We've seen what happens with the Storms. He gets spotted. Elivolts is secure. He takes his third. Banshees, they move out once again. They did get repaired. But Victor, he does now have 4 High Templar, soon 4 Storms. Elivolts, I'm not so sure if he can survive against this. We'll see. It will come down to the EMPs. And the Storms as well. The tanks are unsieged. Army dives in. Cells are being dealt with, but Stalkers, they dive on top of the tanks. The tanks are exposed. They're going to be going down here. Tank after tank does fall. Massive pickoffs. And Victor, he has broken through. Breaks through the tank line. Another Stormer on the bio. And he does bust in. Banshees, they get across the map. They're trying to do what they can, but Lassie Stalkers, they do overextend into the natural though. Up, bunker holding its own. Banshees, they race back. Elivolts, he's gonna hold. He's gonna hold. He's gonna survive this. Now, it does cost him 15 SCVs. That's so many workers go down. His economy is crippled. Does survive, but his tank count was completely reset. And Victor is not stopping. He's not stopping. He's still moving in. Scan is looking for the observer. Does snipe. Observer goes down. Likewise, going for the production. Stalkers, they come in from behind, going for the natural. That's EMP. That's EMP on the Stalkers. And again, Victor, he just doesn't really have too high of a probe count here. He's now getting up to 60 though. Getting up to 3-way saturation. He's getting there. Elivolts has to rebuild his tanks. Or just rebuild his setup. Oh no, so warping in more High Templar. More Templar on the way. Elivolts is still stuck at home. He's at least, you know, trying to stabilize on 3 bases. But the army is what's lacking. And Victor, he can take these rough fights, he can take these inefficient trades, and he'll be fine. Like, he'll be able to trade well enough to still keep Elivolts contained. The Banshees are, once again, harassing. Don't get much done. They delay the 5th. Not much more than that. Elivolts once again just throwing down more bunkers. Best case scenario here for Elivolts is for Victor to overextend into him. But even then, that's still better for Victor. He can afford those trades. 4th CC on the way. Does commit in. Again, there's only 1 tank. Oh, we saw a salvage on the bunkers. No. Yeah, did cancel them, did salvage them. And Victor, is pushing forward. Massive storm. Storm goes off. Tank is started down. Another storm in the army. He takes the storm to the face every time. He just stands in it. He likes it. I mean, he does sim through, by the way. Tells break through the army. Oh, he's cleansed. He likes the storm. Elivolts, he takes the supply lead. Not bad. He saves the base. He saves the mineral line. Did lose a tank. Did bleed out some bio. Is he confident enough to counterattack, though? Now is his time. Oh, boys are being pulled. Let's go. Send it, papi. He does pull a couple of boys to repair, I believe, as he is still getting a CC. He pulls back. Does pull back. As he moves out, we have Victor coming in for a run by, I believe with Dark Templar. No, Archon run by. Go for some Archon harass. EMP pops up. Catches out both Archons. Expensive loss there for Victor. Now, I did mention earlier that Victor, he can afford to have these bad fights, and that is true. Like, Victor, he's still holding his own, he still has a higher probe count, he still has a comparable army size. But it's still concerning, despite that. Victor getting ready for another round. He's got 4 High Templar, 4 Storms. Can he avoid those EMPs? Storm is coming in. Side, LLT pulls away. Setting up his tanks, another storm coming in as well. High Templar goes down. Down to 2 storms. Sorry, he's got 2 more after this. Storms they land on the tanks. Oh my god, once again, he just tanks the storm. But hey, Marauders, they're built for that. Elivolts, he holds on, he saves his 3rd, he saves his 4th. I say his 4th, that's the main. He just floated over his main base. Has another command center. And now he's gonna count it. We gotta go. We got said that the 4th base, sorry, the 5th base is right there. Go to the 5th. Keep going. He's got 3-3 on the way. Again, Victory has no splash damage. He has no Colossus, no Storm, no Disruptors. I mean, he has Storm, but he has no High Templar ready for it. Yes, I believe. Never mind. He's got 4 High Templar morphed in. It's not gonna be easy. Elivolts is pushing forward. Elivolts, he is so heavily reliant on these EMPs because he has like no care in the world about avoiding storms. EMP is the Nexus. There's the first storm. DTs, they do hit the natural. Stalkers, they blink in. Patience, calm down. He loses all the Stalkers. No shot. Elivolts, he breaks the expansion, he breaks the main army. Across the map, DTs, they're wreaking havoc. They're popping off. Keep going. Elivolts, you can keep going. You can do it. As Victory took a brutal fight, and oh no. Yeah, DTs that now hit the expansion, they hit the final CC, the final mining base. Elivolts losing everything back at home. And he's all in. At this point, he's all in. Down to 26 SCVs, 3-3 about to kick in. And I love what Victor's doing here. He's just buying time. Victor, he just abandons the base. He abandons the expansion. He knows that time is on his side. Victor, he just needs extra warpins. Extra warpins, extra storms. The longer this goes on, the better it is for Victor. High Templar does move forward. Oh, shows the Templar. I think he just stormed. Yeah, he did just storm. So we gotta keep going. Gotta keep going. Oh, scans are gonna be a factor as well. He has to hold on to those scans against the Dark Templar. True. No shot. He's pulling back. Elivolts. I mean, it looks like he wants to deal with the DTs. Floating over his CC. I believe that's his natural. Now is not the time to macro. Now is not the time to make SCVs. We gotta go. We have to go, papi. Victor, he's on 4 bases. Victor, he has a small army, by the way. Like, the Protoss player has a smaller army. The Bay is on the way for Colossus. The longer this goes on, more warpins here for Victor. Elivolts, you have to send it. We can't wait. As now there's more storms. I'd love to see the main base here. Sorry, the main army of Victor. He has 3 High Templar. 3 High Templar, at least 3 storms. Nice EMP! Very nice. Go! Very nice EMP! 0 storms! He's distracted back at home. He defends against the Dark Templar. He's moving in. There's no storm. God, there's another storm coming in though. Yeah, tanks are late to siege. Dusk Kite back, tanks are going down. Nice EMPs on the Archons. It's a very close fight here. Elivolts, he barely breaks through. Takes down the main army. Keep going. Do not turn around. There's still Storms to defend though. They don't trade too well against the Marauders. Reinforcements are on the way. Elivolts, he's rallying in. He's still rallying. Going for the mineral line. Here come the Marauders. And Marauders exactly what he needs here. Keep going. Oh, he's going for the probes. Oh, he's going for the expansion. No, he's 10 to... No, don't chase the probes. You gotta keep going. No. Zealots moving in. Do we have an EMP? EMP on the Stalkers. Again, Elivolts, he will take this fight. I mean, hey, the Stalkers come to him. Kite's back with the Marauders. Okay. Calm down, calm down. Zealot might does distract him. Takes down all the Stalkers. But remember, Victor, he can still warp in. Like, he can still reinforce. So keep going. Keep going. Like, killing this base is not important. He has to break the natural. He has to break the natural and get into the production. The expansion doesn't matter here. As really, this is just helping Victor. It's giving him more time to warp in. Do we have any scans? Oh, you had one better, I suppose. Nice EMP. No shot. Keep going. No shot. Don't go home. You have to keep going. He's crazy. Ah, he's distracted by the Zealots. Elivolts. I can't take it, Pappy. Keep going. He comes back home. This is Victor. He's on 4 bases. He's on 4 bases. Victor is on 35 probes. Victor is still macroing. He's out macroing, out producing his opponents, or at least he has a better economy. Oh, that was a dangerous mule. That was a very dangerous mule hammer, considering how many DTs there are. We need to make sure we have energy for scans. As Elivolts, he rotates over towards the last mining base of Victor. He's got a tank. Okay. Victor, you can see immediately he just evacuates. Like, once again, Victor, he just abandons the base. Expansion goes down. 1 High Templar morphs in. There's going to be 1 Storm. I think that's actually a 2nd High Templar. Now, Elivolts, keep going. Keep going. Oh no, he's so scared. Like, he's so scared to push into the actual, like, crucial, like, bases. He doesn't know what he's moving into. He doesn't know that he has, like, almost double the army supply. He'll spot the army. Elivolts, he does respond to the Stalkers. If he takes out the other 4th, he won't be able to expand again. That's true, but Victor, he's expanding. Like, he does have the northern 4th on the way. Nice scan. Now, he's moving into 2 High Templar. They have storms. They have a lot of storms. Economically, Elivolts, he's actually in a decent position, by the way. He's okay. He's comparable to Victor. But keep going, though. As he does rotate over towards the northern 4th. I mean, technically, slow and steady, this is kind of working, right? He's denying the 4th base over and over and over again. He rotates. He scans. High Templar, not quite ready. The tank will siege. Boys are being pulled. Here come the storms. Storm zones. There's 2 more storms left. Yeah, the Nexus goes down. He stims in, takes down the Dark Templar. Oh, one does blink away. Dark Templar blinks away. Does he have another scan? He does. Shuts down the DT. Storm's coming in. Oh my god. There's another storm as well. Nice EMP. EMP's high tech. He goes. Send it. Stim in. He stims. He does it. He finally does it. He gets a High Templar. He can push on forward. There's nothing left. There's 1 storm. Oh, storm pops up. There's a 2nd storm. Oh god, he does stand in it. But Marauders, they persevere. He does it. Don't go home. Keep going. He stims in. Tank is a little bit far back. He's gearing up for another storm. He's gearing up. Does spot the High Templar. Here come the EPs. Does connect. Let's go. 0 storms. 0 left. Elivolts. GG. Not GG. But the Elivolts, he takes the series. And Elivolts, he does make it out in 1st place out of Group C. GG. Ay, ay, ay. GG, well played. I switched to the wrong scene. GG, GG, well played. Congratulations, Elivolts. He will claim the series. I switched to the wrong scene, but he does it. He does it. Ay, ay, ay. That was so close. Elivolts, he had no confidence. He had no confidence. He just kept pulling away, kept pulling back. In the end, it worked. Of course, in the end, it did work out, but it was closer than it otherwise needed to be at times. So he was just giving his opponent so much time to resaturate, to reprobe, to warp in extra High Templar. There were moments where he would have 0 High Templar, but he was given time to reinforce and warp in. Despite that, Elivolts, you know, cool, calm, collected. He was fine. He's like, Papi, I just had to kill the 4th. I mean, I guess so. I guess it worked. It also helped, I should emphasize, it wasn't just that he was sniping the 4th bases. I should also say that Victor was taking some bad fights. Victor, he was fighting where he otherwise didn't need to, but he was chasing the army a little bit too far out and getting caught out in the open as well. There were some rough moments for Victor where he was, again, taking some bad engagements and in the end losing otherwise his spellcasters, otherwise some advantages that he had as well. Whew. GG, Papi. GG, well played. Elivolts, he will come out in first place out of Group C, and now we are here to determine who is eliminated initially in Group C as well. Hi, GG, well played. Congratulations. That was also a rough game. Remember, Elivolts, he was contained on his 3 bases for a long time, contained even on 2 bases for a long time. The Banshees weren't getting much damage done either. Like, it was a rocky game there for Elivolts, but he persevered. GG. Oh my god. Crazy. The comeback back. Hi. There was a period in time where he was like down 2-3 bases as well. It was insane. From there, GG, well played. Congratulations. We're getting ready here for our elimination match. Vetoes are done.